Awesome. Welcome to the Path to Billionaire Success Stories, the podcast that takes you on a journey through the stories, strategies, and insights of remarkable individuals who have achieved greatness in their field. I am your host, Ben Pietrowski, and together we'll unravel the secrets, challenges, and triumphs that pave the way to success. Join us each week as we uncover the principles that can help you overcome obstacles, embrace change, and harness your potential. Get ready to be motivated, challenged, and empowered to embark on your very own path to success. Remember, success is not just a destination, it's a journey. So buckle up and get ready to explore. Today, we are joined by Kinga. Kinga, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you do, give us a little bit of background, and we'll jump into it from there.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Kinga Szabo. Originally, I'm Hungarian, hence the accent. I finished my university in Oxford. I was a double major in corporate finance and law, and I started my first company at the age of 23 in 1998, and back in Hungary. Then in 2012, we made a bold move with my family, and then I sold everything in Hungary and moved to the UAE, United Arab Emirates. And I started a brand new venture from scratch, knowing nothing and knowing no one in the country. So it was really a bold move. And then I built a very successful company, which actually helps businesses open their affiliates, branch, you name it, in the United Arab Emirates. And then in 2017, I opened a printing company, again, in the United Arab Emirates, which was at that time the first female-owned printing company in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm very proud of it. I knew
Congratulations.
nothing of printing, and then we became the largest capacity um, industrial company in gift packaging. So that was also something I've done. And our very new baby in the business family is a real estate company, a real estate brokerage. So basically, we are, as of 2 weeks ago, we are offering real estate to our clients.
Very cool. So a couple follow-up questions. Now, the company that you started in Hungary, is that completely different than what you did over in UAE?
It it is yes and no. Basically, I've always been in the corporate finance and law area. So that company was the very first government grant management company in Hungary. So
Oh, wow.
any governments in the Western world, like the US and many European countries, they have grants for businesses who wish to undertake some sort of investment or construction,
Right.
or they want to hire some new people. Anyways, at that time in Hungary, we didn't have a very widespread internet, so not many people knew about opportunities.
Mhm.
And I figured out I need to help businesses getting information about these available grants so they can expand faster and better. And if you think about it, it is still what I'm doing till this day. Now it's a different angle. My purpose has always been helping businesses expanding beyond their horizons. So
Right.
I am a very strong believer that businesses are deemed to be successful, and if they are not, it's not merely the economy, the circumstances. There are some internal factors, or
Mm,
there are some missed opportunities,
right.
and that's my purpose, to give them those opportunities.
Right. That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, the real estate that you guys just started, is that private or is that commercial? What are you doing both? What aspect are you following as far as that goes?
Yeah, it's interesting you're asking because again, everything ties into my purpose, even though it doesn't seem obvious at first sight. But my purpose is, successful companies which are making more money and earning more income, they need a place to invest their money. But investment only makes sense if it's if the math works out, right?
Right.
So if they get decent return on investment. So that is the viewpoint, and that is the angle we are tackling on how we can and which properties bring the biggest ROI to the investors. So it's a different aspect. I don't just want to sell properties to
Okay.
anyone who comes close to us.
Right.
I want to expand their investments
Right.
with high return on investment properties.
Okay. So you're doing more of helping people get investing into
Yeah.
the real estate over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you have to understand the real estate market here is very strong and it's very secure. So basically, like even with your eyes closed, you can get 5-6% return on investment. Now, if
Mm.
you structure it well, you can reach 8-9% annually, which is pretty good. And then
Right.
if we take more risks, then we can exceed the two-digit figure.
Mm. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I definitely know some people that will probably be interested in that, so I'll definitely let them know so that they
Okay.
can reach out to you on that aspect
Appreciate it.
for sure. So, um, how do you define success, and what does it mean to you personally?
It's a very interesting question. Before I answer, I tell you a story. I was asked last month to speak in front of 100 children, 100 seniors in a high school, and to give them some viewpoints and insights into how to build a successful life. And then one of the children he asked me, so what is success? The same question, right? And I said, okay, so what does success mean to you? And it was so interesting seeing how these young people define success, whereas for me success it is a very practical term. It's not some esoteric term. It's a very practical term. For me, success is reaching my goals. That's what I consider as success. And then if I have a daily goal and I achieve that, I am successful for that day. If I
Right.
have a huge, like a long-term goal, and if I achieve that, again, I consider myself successful. However, what the world considers successful in this life, success is measured by money. That
Right.
is the common understanding of success. How much money does the individual have on his bank account, right? So that's
Yep.
how they measure success. um, I think it would be better, it's just a different angle to it. I think it would be much better to measure success uh, in in terms of the ability of the person to generate income or to generate money, right?
Yeah.
Because like I think a person who doesn't, at the very moment, who doesn't have any money, but has the ability to generate huge amount of money is a very
Mhm.
successful person.
Right. Right. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like they have that potential, they have that earning capacity. So for
Yeah,
sure,
exactly.
for sure. What milestones or achievements have you accomplished on the way that you consider successful moments in life?
Yeah. So for me, I think the milestones. First of all, I have always wanted to build something international. Coming from Hungary, I mean, Hungary is a very small country, 10 million people,
Okay.
um, and so it is really a small country. And it was never enough for me. So one of the first milestones for me, that what I consider successful, is when I got accepted to Oxford. So from Hungary, again, this is in 1993, barely out of the communism. It was a major step. And and I did it all by myself, so without any help from my parents, from anyone.
Okay.
So that was quite a big step for me. Then when my company in Hungary became very well known in the various government agencies, and they recognized our work. So basically what that meant is whenever we submitted a tender application, just by looking at the cover, the government employees could recognize that it is our work. So
Mm,
I think
okay.
that is a very salient moment in my
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
life. And then again, being international and getting started in the UAE, that was another big step for me. And in terms of success in the UAE, I've had many successful moments here. So I think this country has only given me success, even though I had difficulties, and I don't want to say that it's been a walk in the park, but
Right.
of course I've had some struggles, some difficulties, but overall I've got nothing but success from this country.
Right. Right. And that being there, I can definitely see that, like, the people are so receptive and helpful, and like if you just open yourself up to opportunities, they're everywhere there. They really are. So it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I know.
What? Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, so what I have noticed in this country, it's that the ethics level of the country is very high.
Yeah,
So if you live up to those standards, you show up, you deliver on your promises, then your way is paved to success.
right. 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 Yeah. You go over there and you keep that respect level that they show you. I can definitely see that, like that's going to open up so many more doors than you going over there and trying to change everything, do it your way. Like, be respectful, do it in a way that culturally aligns with everybody over there, and you'll fit right in, so
Exactly. You
it's
see it
amazing.
very well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah. It's I definitely miss it, and I've only been gone a couple months, so it's
Yeah, yeah, you
oh
have to come back. Yeah, we miss you
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. No, we're definitely planning. If nothing else, we'll be back in November for the next event for sure. So,
Good. Good, good.
what do you how do you believe that timing or luck has played in your success?
Well, I don't believe in luck, I believe in hard work, and I believe in duty, right? So I consider every single project or client or deal as a duty. So I show up, I do my best, and to serve that person,
Right.
and this is what I believe in. I think my team works the same way. They share my values, and that's why we are successful. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
believe in
believe
hard
that.
work and not in luck. I
Right.
don't think I was practically or particularly, sorry, particularly lucky in my past. I had to work for every single achievement I had. I had to work very hard for it. I got nothing for free, and yeah, it
Yeah.
worked out.
Right. Yeah. It's you have those opportunities present to you because you put the work in and you were ready for them. Like those things pass people by daily because they're not ready. They didn't put the work in. They're not, you know, you have to put the work in for success to find you,
Exactly.
so.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
Sometimes people ask me like, do you think, like they ask me, do you think that with my profession, I'm painting walls. Do you think I could be successful in the UAE? And I think yes, you can
Right.
be successful with any kind of profession as long as you put in the hard work, you are reliable, and you provide a great service. I mean, I don't think there is a more advantageous profession and a less advantageous profession.
Right. Yeah, I don't just from being in the construction field for so long and stuff, being over there, like if you're in the construction field, like there's opportunity there daily. Like there's so much construction, so much building in just small areas of the city, and it's just there's so much happening over there, and that's just from driving around the city. Like being there daily, I'm sure you see and know
Yeah,
of a lot more that's happening. So yeah, if you're putting in the work, you do that job at the highest level that you possibly can, I can definitely see that success following you around here.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
What motivates you to keep going even in challenging times when you have those setbacks and stuff?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I have big goals, and I think it is the big goals that drives me, and which drives everyone, right? And my goal is to help at least 1 million business to expand, and it's a huge goal. Like it's a frighteningly huge goal. So, but that drives me, like every morning when I wake up, I know the amount of work that's ahead of me and what I need to get done. So I don't have time to waste.
Right, right. Right. Yeah. You know the process. You know what it takes to help one business, and now you're multiplying that.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah. That's a huge goal. That's
yeah,
amazing though. Like that because that not only helps that business and those owners, but those services are gonna expand to more people. They're gonna help more
exactly,
people. So that's awesome. It's that cascading
exactly,
effect.
exactly.
Exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I know like I might be uh, very biased, and I take that, right? So but this country is so exceptional. The leaders of this country, they are so business friendly. So and they are for everyone who lives here.
Right.
I'm a resident. I cannot be, or I doubt if I could be a citizen here, but still I am treated as equal as a citizen.
Hmm.
And this is just such an ideal setup for any business. And coming from a different business environment, I can definitely state that working here and not having to worry about unnecessary things, and just having to think and focus on my own business makes a whole different story.
Right.
It's a whole different game. And I think this is the power of this country, that the government, the administration grants you the chance of having to focus only on your business. And
Hmm.
by putting more attention to your business, it will naturally grow faster.
Right. Right. Yeah, it makes sense because you're putting the attention to that, all of the attention, and not, oh, where am I going to get my taxes or this or that or like there's so much that as a business owner in America or other countries, I imagine are similar. You don't really consider those things because it's just normal for us, so yeah, when you eliminate that, I could see the potential of growth just expanding 10 times easily,
Yeah,
so
exactly,
yeah,
exactly, exactly.
oh, that's so it's a whole new thought process right there as far as even just that aspect of it. So
Yeah, I mean, just try to imagine for a second, like how would your life or business look like if you didn't have to constantly be in the past because your accountant asks you some questions, because you have to report certain things, because you have to sit with the auditors of your suppliers and just check certain things. That means you're constantly dragged back in the past, and you, as the leader of the company, the visionary in your company, cannot create a future, cannot create a successful future if you are constantly in the past. You cannot create a future from the past.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be looking towards that future, not bringing up the past all the time.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah. That's, yeah. It's a whole new concept. Like, like, because you always have that in the back of your mind as business owners and stuff is, oh, I have to keep everything straight. I have to keep this for records, this, where if as long as you're doing it correctly over there, it's not an issue, like, and that's just,
Exactly.
I'm sure most companies are doing it that way, even in America, everywhere where you have to, otherwise everybody would be getting audits. So it's,
Exactly.
you just keep doing that. Hmm, that's great.
Exactly. I always tell people that the biggest difference between the UAE and other countries, not even mentioning countries, but any other countries, is that here it's not punishable to be successful.
Yes, It's- that's wow. It's not punishable to be successful.
Yeah.
It's a great quote. I'm gonna
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to take a note of that when I rewatch this, though.
Okay.
Um, do you think there's a connection between failure and success?
I mean, I look at failure as a lesson,
There you
you
go.
know. So of course, I failed in many things in many ways. And I always learned something from the failure. And next time I was able to do it better. And maybe I failed the second time as well. But then again, for the third time, it was even better. And and I think it's lesson. And um, I believe we should, like the education system should not punish kids who make mistakes, but teach them how to learn from the mistakes, because that teaches them uh, a more valuable lesson for life than just getting a good grade in certain subjects.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's such an emphasis on memorizing this information and just regurgitating it at will, where it's not like that. Life is not like that. You try something, it doesn't work. You learn what did from that, and you do that part of it again, and you keep doing it, and you learn what works. And I agree with that aspect of they should be teaching them. Okay, no, this is wrong, but here's what you did right, or here's where you can go to look for that, or things like that. Like, give them the tools to be successful, not just hope that they figure it out.
Exactly, exactly.
What about work-life balance? How do you handle that? Do you feel that's a thing that you need to do, or what is your views on work-life balance?
I mean, that's a very esoteric subject to me, honestly. Like I cannot really put my head around that. I love what I'm doing, and basically I don't stop. Like I'm going every day, every hour of the day, and without stopping. And I don't feel that I am burned out, or I need a break, or I need a holiday. In fact, this might sound a bit strange, but in fact, when we have like a long weekend, 3, 4 days, uh, I don't feel good. Like I don't like to do nothing. I like to
Mm,
be active. I like to stay active, and I like what I'm doing. And I have a huge mission in front of me, so I need to get going.
right,
So for me, uh, work is not really work. It's it's something I do for my own pleasure.
right, right. That's kind of like what Miriam was saying when I interviewed her was her the life and work is all the same. It's all intertwined. Like your life and your home life is not separate. Like it's all life. And when you're doing one thing, you're doing it all in, and the next thing you do all in. So where you're at, what your attention is on, that's where that balance comes in. Not necessarily, oh, I need to do 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, and 4 hours here. So that's the concept that I'm running with now is like, oh, okay, it's not, I have to have this separation because your work is your life. Like you're spent at a minimum of 8 hours a day doing work, like it's those things like that's a huge part of your life. So it should be intertwined.
Exactly. And I think I get so much joy and pleasure from work that it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated, and it doesn't really seem tiring.
Right, right. And that's good. That's a testament that you're working the mission that you should be working, because otherwise you would be getting that burnt out feeling and all that. And so that's amazing. That is awesome. So, how do you deal with pressure or expectations to be successful?
I mean, I think I give myself the biggest pressure and expectations. So I think no one expects more from me than I expect from myself.
Yeah,
And so uh, how do I keep? Because I have this mission that I want to accomplish, and I work on getting better and more efficient day after day. I'm not
yeah.
saying I'm perfect. I still have lots of room to improve, but I'm working on it day after day.
And that's all you can do, right? Is just make little steps. What 1% better each day, and you'll be amazed at the end of how far you've come. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. So, um, how have you had to make any difficult decisions or sacrifices to get to where you're at now?
Yes, definitely. I mean, um, I had to, I mean, being a business leader is a very lonely job if you think about it. And it's not for popularity. It's not a popularity contest.
No.
Uh, so basically, even though I mean I do love people, and I can appreciate anyone, and I can see the kindness and goodness in everyone. But so for me, letting go of someone who doesn't fit into my company or doesn't align with my goals is the most difficult sacrifice.
Yeah.
So, but I had to learn, and I am still learning this day by day, that sometimes you have to make sacrifice for the greater good, because letting go of one person who's not fitting in perfectly um, can break the entire company and can stall my mission. So yeah, for me that those were the most difficult moments.
Right, right. Yeah, and those are difficult ones, like to make those decisions, it's not the easiest thing. Like the right thing, but it still doesn't make it an easy thing to do. So
Yeah.
that's,
And
yeah,
I feel so upset when because the main reason I'm letting go of people is that they are lacking the ambition to be better. Because I can teach anyone to do what we do. I can teach literally everyone as long as they have the willingness to learn.
okay,
And and that's why I can get so furious, not because of them, but because of not wanting to learn.
right. Yeah, that frustrating because you know that people have so much more potential if they
Exactly.
just put a little bit more effort into it, just to something, just learn a little bit of one skill. So you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
definitely.
even in my organization, I always tell people it's okay to if you make mistakes. What's not okay is not taking responsibility for your mistake.
Exactly.
So like we are all human, we make mistakes, but
Right.
we need to learn from those mistakes, and we need to make it go right afterwards, right? So
Exactly.
yeah.
No, take full responsibility of what you did and just fix it or make sure that it doesn't happen again. You know.
Exactly.
So I think people are too worried about, I guess, getting in trouble or something bad happening by taking ownership of what they do, and it's, yeah, sometimes you probably will, but for the most part it's not that way. It's going to be a learning experience is all. So
Yeah, but I think it's still less of a trouble if you confess what happened
right.
than having the other person find out
Mhm.
about it.
Right, right, yeah, you're going to save a lot of anger and headaches
Yes.
for that other person, so they're probably going to take it a lot easier on you. So
Yeah, exactly.
um how successful is setting goals in your opinion?
I think it's crucial and it's
Yeah.
very successful. So I'm writing my goals every day, twice or sometimes more than twice, and I teach this to everyone who gets close to me or gets on in my environment, whether he's young or old, and I watch them. And it's so interesting. Usually, the break point is around 2 to 3 weeks. After 2 to 3 weeks, some magic starts happening,
Mm,
and and I think this is really magical, and we don't put enough emphasis on how important writing the goals or even just formulating your goals every day is.
right, right. Putting that in your mind, putting that, we're putting so much into our minds with the phones and everything in our hands all the time. Like, take that time to put what's important to you in your mind. Find those goals and make sure they go into your mind first and last. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that you know I'm sure you've used elevators, right? Uh, right. You get into an elevator, and what's the first thing you do when you step into an elevator?
Push the button.
Push the button, yes. And what happens if you don't push the button?
Nothing. You just sit there.
Nothing. Exactly. So like we tend to forget that our goals are the buttons in the elevator. If we
Mm,
don't formulate a goal, then nothing will happen. We
right.
just stay where we are and and watch the door open and close.
Close. Right.
Or worse, getting riding the elevator based on someone else's goals.
Right, right, yeah. Because if you don't push a button, somebody else is going to push a button, and you're going to go wherever they need that elevator to go. So that is true. Wow, wow, that's a whole new concept of looking at goal setting. So It's,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. I think it's very important. So we have because when you set the goal, it kind of pulls you toward it.
right,
So
right. So now when
that's
you set your goals, do you set milestones to help you figure out if you're achieving that or working towards those goals?
I usually do my long-term, large-scale goals every day, and then in regular intervals, I just do the milestones, and I know
Okay.
what I need to do, how much. Like in even in the company, we are monitoring all the figures every week, right?
Right,
And not monthly, not quarterly, because it's too long of a gap. And so we look at all the figures, sales, income, everything on a weekly basis. And the game is to increase each one of the metrics every week. Uh, because increasing it by one, by two weekly is not such a big deal, but it adds up on a 52 weeks year.
right. Yep. So it's those little increments over time that, that'll add up to
Yeah.
major things. So that is awesome. So um have you have you ever felt or faced imposter syndrome or a time when you were just completely self-doubt, anything like that?
Of course, I think whoever says he hasn't is not true, or not confronting something he's doing. Um, I learned over the time. I learned uh, to shut these out uh, very purposefully, or very actively, because any self-doubt, any reservations that you may have regarding your steps, your future, that will open the door for negative things to happen.
Mm,
So, and I cannot allow that.
right,
I don't have that much time. Uh, I I I want positive things to happen, so I have to shut out every negativity, every self-doubt, every reservations, or even considerations why something is not possible.
right, right. Yeah, just get all those negative things out and just think, how can I? What can I do? Okay, this didn't work. What can I do different this time? So exactly.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on what's going wrong or what could go wrong. Concentrate on what's working and how you can compound that into more success. So
Yeah, and also I'm the kind of person that um I don't get um, overwhelmed or down if I have something uh, happening not which is not according to my plans, right?
right,
So then I will go to my plan B or plan C, and and eventually it will happen.
exactly. You just keep going, and that's the thing is you never quit. If you never quit, you'll never fail. So you just keep going. Use those mistakes or challenges or however you call them as learning steps, and just can compound those and just get better each and every time. So it's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, in your field, I don't know how much of there is, but how do you handle competition or comparison and others in your industry or field?
I mean, this is a very competitive field here. Um, and just today, I went to one of the government authorities. We work very closely with the government, and I told them that, guys, now it's kind of obligatory to set up an association, like the lawyers association, and then whoever is doing something funny, then we can expel those guys from the association or bar.
Okay.
And Yeah, so because everyone can start a business to here it's not regulated, right? So
Right.
and then they can start giving advices, and unfortunately, more times than not, they give the wrong advice, and then those companies they end up at us or and at other professional companies, and we get to debug those cycles, so which is
Wow.
not so much fun, but
Right.
it needs to be done, right? So it's very competitive, um, but and how I deal with the competition. Well, luckily, uh, in general, people tend to think the same way always, like a group, like a herd mentality.
Mm.
So somebody figures out a way, and then the rest of the guys start copying that guy, whether that's a workable solution or a non-workable solution. So they just copy. Um,
Right.
I think my advantage and my um, expertise is in spotting differences, and that's why I was always very strong in analytics. Um, so I can spot differences, and I can see pretty clearly what activity is workable, what action is workable, and what is not workable. So I am different than the rest of the market or most of them, and
Okay.
that is how I am dealing with the competition, because I know I am different, and the clients will see that we are different,
Right.
and because we are not copying others.
Right. Okay. Very good. So you essentially you're trailblazing. You're doing your thing and you're doing it at a high level. Is how you're combating that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you'll come, and I hope you'll visit us in our office, you'll see that we are a very organized company, which I think which makes us very unique in this country. Like we have checklists, we have routing forms, we have processes, we have um, a very very streamlined services. Which no other company here in this country have. I dare saying that. So and if you have a process, if you have a very streamlined process, then you can add speed to it, because then you can deliver with speed. if
Right.
your if your structure is shaking, and if you add speed, it's gonna collapse.
Yes. Right. Right. You have that strong base and that strong systems in place that it's awesome. That's awesome. I'll definitely come by the office when I'm
Yeah,
back there.
please.
I'll definitely make it a point to get in there. So, um, has the success that you've had so far brought you the fulfillment you thought it would? If not, why?
I mean, yes, momentarily always.
Right.
But then, I enjoy the moment, and then, okay, let's get going for the next milestone. So, yes,
Right. It's those big goals. It's like, okay, yeah, let me enjoy this because this is a big deal, but this is not the biggest deal. Let me keep going. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's awesome. Because that 1 million businesses is a huge number. It's a hefty number.
it's
So,
a huge number. Yeah.
yes. How do you celebrate the successes that you have? Do you have any practices or anything that you do?
Usually, we go out with the team, and or we order some food in the office, and then we have a laugh. My team is amazing. I really love them. Like they are so high level of energy, and they are so positive. So they are amazing, and they um, really enjoy the moment as well. So that's how we celebrate usually
That's
the
awesome.
milestones.
That's a testament of you as a leader. Like you're bringing those people in because that's what you're attracting because that's you. That's like you're bringing the people that emulate you and your beliefs. So that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Kinga, last one here. What advice would you give to somebody that's just starting on their journey towards success?
Well, I would give two advices. Number one is to work hard. I think in this world currently, in this age, what we are living, um, hard work and diligence is one of the rarest characteristics. Everyone wants it the easy way.
Right.
But there is no easy way. So work hard, number one advice. And number two, don't quit.
Yes.
Uh, even if you know you are up against all the odds and everything seems to be going bad, then go out for a run and clear your head and then go and get back to the game again.
That's it. That's it. I love that. Just clear your mind, get outside, even if it's outside of just the problem, things like that. Like get away from it and reset because it doesn't take long to reset so you can get back into it. So I
Yeah.
love that.
And I think self-improvement is always helpful, like read books and or attend conferences and meet like-minded people because they are the ones that you can relate to, and they are the ones that you can follow and take example of.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You want to be around the people that are the same as you or that you're trying to get to, like always have that person that's just above you that's doing the same things that you can work towards because they're going to help you to get to that level and then you guys both work towards a bigger level, so I love that.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely appreciate you taking the time doing the interview with me. Is there any parting words, any contact information, anything that you want to tell the viewers so that I'll add all your info that you want into the show notes so they can contact you as well.
Yeah, so they can, if anyone has any questions, they can send an email to info@beaconuae.com. And our website is beaconuae.com or mydubai.business.com, which is easier probably to remember.
Okay. I will definitely add all those into the show notes. Um, Viewers, if you're listening to this, if you have ever thought about internationally expanding your business or you want to just open something in a different country and you just weren't sure where, highly recommend Dubai. Highly recommending talking to Kinga and her team. Great people, great insight. They can get you the information that you're looking for and they can help you get started in making an awesome decision to expand to UAE. Kinga, again, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. And I will let you get off here and go about the rest of your evening.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure to be here with you, Ben.
Thank you. You have a good one. We'll talk again shortly.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.